WNT9 Talk Radio.
Here we go, y'all.
WNT9 Talk Radio, and we are back with a super show today. We have a special guest by the name of Sunny Day. God, is you there?
Yes, I'm here.
No doubt. I came across your post on social media, and I definitely had to, holler at you to get some of your vibes and see exactly what this is about, because you were saying a whole lot on your live, and basically I felt it was appropriate, to elaborate on a lot of the things that you said. So I wanted to ask you, you spoke about knowing what you want, and not so much yourself, but you was talking to just people in general, knowing what you want. Why is it important for a person to know what they want?
Because we are the most important piece. Yourself is the most important person. So to know what you want is to know what you want to manifest, to know what you need in life. So it's very important to know what you individually want. And in order to know that, you have to tap into yourself. Because I can't know what you want.
Right.
I can only know what I want. I can't know what you want me to want. I can only want what I want. And in order to truly know what that is, you really have to dive deep into yourself and get to know yourself.
And it might seem kind of crazy for people to hear something like somebody telling them you got to know what you want, but quite often people do not know what they want, and they wind up being all over the place. So I find that very, very, important in one's day to day. You also spoke about affirmations. Where does that fit in someone's day to day as far as, atonement, etc.?
That fits into also knowing what you want. When you affirm things to yourself, you start to know who you are. And you're telling yourself these things, you're believing these things. You could never truly, teach anybody something. Like, they can only really learn things through experience. So
right. My
experience with affirming these things to myself and really believing them, I be in the mirror, I hype, like, yo, I'm beautiful, like, look at me, like,
no doubt.
I do my little dances in the mirror. I'm feeling myself exactly how I am right now.
Right.
I'm like really like looking at myself, believing in myself, because you can look at yourself and be like, I'm beautiful, but then pointing out, oh, look at, I got the scar across my face. But so you have to really make yourself believe it. And it's not even the outside beauty like that you're really looking at. It's like what I'm shining from the inside. Like, we really got to work on ourselves from the inside out.
Wow.
Ultimately. So
wow.
And just affirm them things. And your body is made of mostly water, and water takes on like vibrations as well. So you have to vibrate those things into your drop of water that you wear, because only right.
Let me get this straight. So you're saying no matter how fly I get on the outside, it's all about what's going on the inside.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow. Yeah.
Absolutely. Mentally, physically, emotionally, we have to work on ourselves from the inside out. We can't, people do be focused. I'm not, whatever. Ultimately, what I'm about is what makes you feel good. So if it feels good for you to work from the outside in, that's for you. But that goes into getting to know yourself.
Right.
If that works for you, that works for you. But for me, my experiences is that it works for me to work from the inside out, to work on my mental, to work on and then the physical just comes because I'm start feeling the physical that I got right now. I'm feeling this physical because inside I'm right. So I just know that this is just like a portal of my being that's just in it, and I can do whatever I want with it, but it comes from the inside. Everything works its way from the inside on out. So,
wow.
But I ain't knocking the outside in type people. They know themselves, you know, and I know myself.
Well, I think no matter who it is, I mean, the principles are the same. Whether they're agreeable or a disagreeable type of person, I mean, they got to be in tune with who they are from within. I mean, it really doesn't matter what.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that goes, you know, full circle. You know, no doubt. Believers and wanting for yourself, believing and wanting for yourself. You spoke about people should be believing in themselves and they should be wanting things for themselves. What type of things and what type of beliefs should they be having?
Ultimately, everybody's different. Whatever beliefs, the beliefs that you have should not be outside beliefs, because most of our beliefs are coming from the outside. Like everything and everybody around you, you're pretty much a stigma of everybody else's beliefs but your own. But if you literally sit with yourself, you start to reveal your own beliefs. You start to, or not even like even belief what's true for you, like what you are, what's being and becoming of you, and not everybody else's. Because a lot of times we'll get upset about something and want to know, you know, because this is what we believe. We believe like, okay, I have to call my sister to solve this problem for me. I have to call, this is a problem for me, so I have to call everybody, and we have to sit and gossip about the problem in order to solve the problem, when really we have to go within ourselves and talk to ourselves, because we the only ones know why it's truly a problem.
Right. No doubt.
So we're believing everything everybody else but ourselves. And we second guess. We be like, was I wrong? If you starting off something out with was I wrong, then that you're believing yourself that you was wrong. So no matter if somebody explains to you if you was right or wrong, it's all about what you believe in. So you have to go within and get your own true answer that you're looking for, not outside everybody else.
So you're saying it's okay to talk to other people, but you should be talking to yourself first and foremost, listening to what you really, you know, what's being said to you from a higher perspective.
Exactly.
Does that have anything to do with emotional intelligence?
Yes, because when you go within, the reason why we're feeling some type of way and figure we have a problem is because an emotion is going through us, whether it's anger, whether it's emotions of sadness. You know, it's all energy. It's just the energy kind of flowing through us, and we can't figure out why this energy is flowing through me. What's going on right now? We have to identify when we're mad, when we're sad. Because sometimes people are like, I ain't mad, and it's clear that they're mad. But they need to go within themselves and still why they're mad, because it all starts from a thought. It's a thought that we had.
Right.
Where we think something, and that's where it starts as a vibration, which is energy still. And then it, you know, comes through your body as this emotion that's starting with this energy that's moving through you. So now you have to figure out, okay, what's going on with this energy that's moving through me? It's not a good or bad thing to be angry or to be sad or something. The whole thing is to figure yourself out and have intelligence of your own emotions. Be very emotionally intelligent, because you're the only person that can determine why you're feeling that way. Because nobody else is truly, really in your head. Somebody may, you know, watch you and see how you stick and move, but ultimately you got to figure out, okay, why am I really upset right now?
Right.
You have to ask yourself questions. Is it because I thought that me and him was going to be together forever, so now I'm sad that he's saying he don't want to be with me? Like, where are these emotions coming from? It's because these are the things that I created in my head and these thoughts that I had. And now, but you have to be aware of them, go and feel those emotions, not just like try to fade them or like suppress them. Really deal with them.
Most
understand them.
Understanding is a whole nother level. Especially when people are in denial, because like you said, a lot of people just would tell you in a minute, ain't nothing wrong, or you know, nah, I'm good, and in reality, you sitting there like, nah, you ain't good. You ain't good. Now with that emotional intelligence, I'm sure that leads up to, healing oneself, dealing with understanding. Do you have to have understanding of the scenario before you could heal yourself, or could you be healed, self-healed, or healed by others without understanding?
It's probably really important to understand why you feel that way. I mean, sometimes you stumble across it and it's those aha moments, like, aha, that's what that was type thing. Sometimes it takes a while to even, because some of the emotions is coming from childhood traumas and stuff that we really like blocked and suppressed too. So sometimes even it's certain things people don't want to talk about. People don't want to dive deep. People don't want to talk about. I have a lot of, I can only say things based off my experience. A lot of childhood traumas that, could be like why I was ways that I was, but I had to really go within there. And sometimes people don't want to cry. Sometimes people don't want to get angry, and these things are making them feel that way. But the thing is, go and feel these emotions. Like, go and try your best to understand why you're that way. It may take a while.
Wow.
Or it may take like talking to an auntie and being like, yo, when you was little, this happened to you, and be like, dang, that could be why I feel this way about, X, Y, and Z. So, probably important to like sit, and that goes into sitting with yourself. Your conscious mind knows and remembers everything. So, you start having these like feelings of like, oh man, what is this? And it could be something coming up from childhood.
Wow. That's definitely something people most often will not want to bring to the surface. And a lot of times what happens is those individuals never become masters of themselves. A lot of things that we like to bury are actually the things that we should be, bringing back to the surface so that we could, actually learn from them now that we're much older and, have more intelligence, different types of intelligence, also not just emotional intelligence, but, we have to activate all of our intelligence. And you spoke about making a list. I think that was kind of important because for some people from day to day, you just can't, it's just not consumable, for a person to be able to, sit down and control, all these things without actually putting it in front of them, writing it down. So making a list, I think, is definitely on point. Have you ever made a list?
Absolutely. That's where, like I said, you cannot really teach with just words. It's everything that I say is things that I experience. I have so many notebooks of things written down, but specifically, I wrote a whole list of just things that I love about myself. I mean, when I tell you I had pages of stuff, I'm like, dang, I'm so dope. Like, I just,
right.
But because we don't focus on, we are not focusing on those things.
Right.
So that becomes, and the reason why I did that, I listened to different things. So you try things that you hear, it's like, okay, let me try this. And also, I use like my childhood and would be like, dang, I had a very bad childhood. I went through this, I went through that. So I'm just picking out the negative things. And it's like, dang, within those 14 years of my childhood that I said was negative things, I'm only coming up with 10 or 11 scenarios of so-called bad scenarios that happened to me.
Right.
It's 365 days in a year times 14. That's a lot of days that I don't remember what happened because obviously it was great stuff.
Right.
So it's like, instead of focusing on those little, not even a fraction of a percentage of bad things that are happening to you in your life, go and tap into all the great things. So I just really had to like write a list of everything that I loved about myself and look at it, read it, like, damn. So you start viewing yourself in a different aspect too.
Now, what was it? Was it a situation where you actually felt like, okay, I'm no longer afraid of my past. I'm no longer afraid of, who I was. Who I am now has become more important. So, was it fear?
I believe that it was some sense of fear. Like my mother died when I was 14. So I was kind of left to like figure things out very quickly and become pretty much an adult
right.
early. So I knew that I was very emotional about my mom passing when I was early, but I never really went in and tapped into it to figure things out, like even my frustrations with my mom. So it was like, I know that I wanted to heal myself from the inside out. I know that I was like, I could lose some extra pounds. Maybe that'll make me feel better. But ultimately, I knew that I had to like mentally get myself right. I have 4 children. For my children to be that role model that they, that they need. Because I could be angry and not understand why.
Right.
And it's like, okay, I'm upset with you because I feel like this is how you should be, because I was upset as a kid for not having XYZ or losing my mom. I don't, I can't imagine myself without y'all. It's just different things that like conspired, and I just like figure like I gotta take care of me no matter what. My favorite slogan, people say things about it, but I don't give fuck, but fuck them kids, because ultimately it's about me, and that's the only way that they're gonna have that person to look up to.
Wow.
It's not ultimately saying, oh, you know what, forget them. It's a dub for these kids. But if I'm not mentally, physically, and emotionally right or healthy, that they're learning from a dysfunctional person.
No doubt. I totally agree. So is this where you started to realize that you have the answers? All the answers are in you?
I have all the answers. And I'm reflecting these answers via my children too. Our children are so much us, like they vibrate higher than we do, because they come out at a higher vibrational level of emotional intelligence, because they know that this is, their world, and they're like already there. We're implanting things in them. So I kind of like even learn from them, because they be like, Mom, like, well, like, why are you crying? So now they're getting stuff out of me that I'm like, why am I crying?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so they got me thinking like, damn. So it's just amazing. It's amazing. I love it.
Now, you said love was the very most, or the best. You said love was the best ingredient when you're preparing food. Elaborate on that.
So everything is energy. Well, that goes into, I want to say I have an energy, like business is the energy trap. Me and my sister came up with the energy trap. I am an energy exchange specialist, and she's a relaxation specialist. So everything is energy. There's not one thing that's not energy.
Right.
So energy only flows. So you have to flow the type of energy that you even want inside of you. So if I'm cooking my food and I'm like angry and I'm mad and I'm like, okay, I'm just doing this because I have to. Or even people at fast food restaurants who just have to make your food, and then you get your food and you be feeling sick, or you don't feel like the food is satisfying because it doesn't have that type of energy that you really wanted in you. Like, it's putting a pit in your stomach talking to them at the drive-thru when they got an attitude.
Right.
Like, I'm just ready to go home. Here, like, giving me a change, like, not smiling at you or any of that. So you're already getting fed that type of energy. That energy is going into your food. It's very important to have like love into your food, yo. Like that good love into your food. Be happy while you're doing it. Be present in that moment. If you're gonna do it, why not love it?
So when you're saying love, you are you saying that you just basically control your emotions, make sure you're in a good state of mind, make sure you're feeling good emotionally. You got some good music maybe playing, whatever it might take.
Sprinkling sprinkle a little Sade, sprinkle a little, whoever you need to sprinkle in there, a little Badu, a little whatever, some instrumental, some medicine, whatever, some Jeezy if you need, like whatever type of music you want to sprinkle into your food.
Right.
It's for you. It's all about intentions as well, because you can have whatever type of person you want playing, and it's your intentions and your great feeling that's going into that food. So,
no doubt,
it's definitely important to have that love in there.
No doubt, no doubt. Now you said you was a something specialist.
Energy exchange specialist.
Energy exchange specialist. What is that?
Yes. So energy exchange specialist is just someone who helps people guide themselves on their individual journey on how to maybe unblock some unwanted energy, and to like keep energy flowing within you via, let's say, like just how I said, having somebody write a list of things that they like about themselves, meditation, just different calming methods that may have to do with all your senses, affirmations, ways to be grateful, ways to, be more emotionally mindful, just different self-assessments. It's different things that I help people tap into. It's ultimately them answering the questions or even doing these things themselves to figure them out, because don't nobody know them better than them. But it's just kind of guided.
Right. So you basically you basically guide people to being in tune with their higher selves.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's powerful. That's powerful.
I like the way you put that.
Well, yeah, that I kind of detected that when I was watching you live, not by those terms, but I definitely was attracted by your energy, and with each topic you carried over that energy in each of those topics. So I definitely felt that it was deserving of some more attention. Quite often we want to mirror and put all of the negatives, on the forefront and have a lot of drama going on and give those ratings. I said, let me holler at the goddess and
right, I appreciate that. Okay.
Yeah, no doubt. So having said that, definitely keep doing what you're doing. You are inspiring many. I saw your views, so people are very, very much attracted to a simple thing as a smile, and honesty, because you had you carried over, that honesty thing, and people, love that, especially when you start talking about, what profanity is to you. You know what I'm saying?
That's some senses in here, because senses in here, too. Call it what you want.
That's
all
what's
about.
up.
It's all about perception.
Right.
It's all about how you perceive it. You can't be more hurt than I am.
Right. Exactly.
When I'm cussing, when I hit my toe. So
right.
It's all about perception. So.
Well, sis, I want to thank you for giving me a half hour of your time. I definitely appreciate it. I'm gonna be following you and everything, and hopefully we can get you back on and chop it up again.
Absolutely.
Definitely do not hang up, sis. We on the line today with the goddess, Sister Sunny Day. Do you have a website or something like that?
I don't have a website, but just my Facebook right now. Like I said, I in tune personally with people, so there's like no website that you can per se go on. But it might be fun to start it up real soon.
Facebook is
good.
I
have my Facebook Sunny Day.
Yeah. So if anybody's out there that's looking for energy exchange specialist, definitely hit the sister up, Sunny Day on Facebook. Do not hang up, sis. Hold on one sec. WNT9 Talk Radio.
Here we go, y'all. Here we go, y'all.
WNT9 Talk Radio.
Here we go, y'all. Here we go, y'all. Here we go, y'all.